YouTube. What up, though? Just scroll. It's your boy ISO. Sorry. And I'm back with another motherfucking reaction video. Today, oh, I got my hoodie on. Hold on. Today we're reacting to the rise and fall of Asking Alexandria. Now, this one, let's sad. Cause I fuck with this man heavy, bro. This is one. There was a point in time in life, bro, where every day this is a very vulnerable thing for me to say on the internet, but you know, fuck it. There was a point in time. Shout out to my homeboy Sean. When I was in like the sixth grade, there was this white boy down the street named Sean. All right, I was already into like alternative music, like Green Day and shit, but I wasn't into like metal yet. This is like the first, one of the first like bands I listened to. It was like them, Suicide Silence, Bring Me the Horizon. But I got to Bring Me the Horizon on my own. But Asking Alexandria and Suicide Silence. Then it was like 3 Days Grace, Five Finger Death Punch, A Bullet for My Valentine, Chop Suey, Kill Switching. It was like them type of bands, right? All right, bet. So there was a point in time in like sixth grade, seventh grade, where I used to listen to A Prophecy by Asking Alexandria every single day while I took a shower. And if you know the song, then you get why I'm saying it like that. Like you understand where I'm no weird shit, but you know what I'm saying. But that in the final episode, my favorite songs to the point where you feel me? Like nigga, this shit is inked on me. So my elbow hurts. Did y'all hear that? I hope that caught that. That shit felt. But anyways, um, I really fuck with this band heavy, bro. Actually one of my favorite songs of all time. Like if I had to make like a top five list, this song would definitely be on there. Someone Somewhere, the acoustic version too, nigga. What? I love that song. That song got me through some dark days, boy. I'm talking some dark days, like some dark ass days. Like I'm talking about on the bridge, on the edge, nigga. Like that song got me through some days. So with that being said, I really fuck with them. I was really sad when Danny left the band originally. That shit really fucked me up because I was, we had already lost like other artists like physically, Rest in peace, Mitch Lucker. That really fucked me up too. But when Danny left the band, I was like, damn, bro, I'm done. Like music is cooked. And then he came back and it was like, okay, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, bro, like the friendship that Danny and Ben had was uh not inspirational, but inspirational. Like I wish I had a homie. Like to this day, I wish I had a friend like Ben and Danny back when before Danny was Fat Danny. No disrespect. But like they were like that. They had the create. They were the best. They had the best bromance, bro. So when he came back, and then when Ben said that he left, that shit turned me off from that all together, bro. They're supposed to be. I know like recently they've been getting a lot of flack because of their like concert performances and shit. And I know the lore behind this band a lot. I remember when Danny posted and was like getting the fucking throat surgery and shit, and getting all that shit checked out. And I really remember. You know what I'm saying? So and then recently with Ben leaving the band, yeah, like I said, that shit fucked. So I get it, bro. Oh my god, when they released the Black and they had oh my god, what's that nigga's name, bro? Fuck, I cannot think of bro name. It's no knock on Buddy. Buddy can, you know what I'm saying? He's good. Like his vocals are not bad. He's talented. I'm not saying it like that. But if you had been like an avid listener of Asking Alexandria and you heard the Stand Up and Scream, right? And then you heard, is it Reckless and Relentless? Is that what the second album's called? Whatever the second album's called, I'm blanking right now. And then you know Danny's leaving, and you hear this nigga on the Black, bro. That shit. It was kind of like the same way like when Mitch Lucker passed away, and they added Phil. Is this Phil Bozeman? Is that his name? I really hope that's his name because I know if I'm wrong, metalheads everywhere are gonna slam me. Anyways, pretty sure that's his name. When they added him and they released "You Can't Stop Me" or "If You Can't Stop Me," like that was like the solo song. The song was hard. The song itself was tough. it's just you've been so like adapt to listening to this and your brain lose like you know what I'm saying, bro? That shit sucks. But let's get into this video. I'm gonna stop yapping.
Asking Alexandria took over the entire.
I'm rethinking watching this because of the way he pronounced that. I mean, he's got 100,000 views. Fuck it, we gonna watch it.
Metalcore scene back when they released their album Stand Up and Scream. They truly were on top of the world, but unfortunately for them, their downfall would come as quickly as the rise and they never really fully recovered from it. Now, whether you're a fan of the band or maybe you just want to know what happened over the years, you're at the right place.
Now you know
From the
why. That was
early
a
days to the
prophecy.
insane rise, the downfall, the major lineup changes, and a glorious comeback leading to another massive letdown years later, this is the rise and fall of Asking Alexandria. So, my friend, grab your cup of coffee, sit back and relax, because we're going back in time.
If you would have told me to draw the person whose voice that was, that's exactly who I would have drew. That's exactly who the fuck I would have drew. He looks exactly like his voice sounds. That shit is freaky. Yeah, we'll never get that Danny again. We lost that Danny years ago, nigga, like a decade ago.
Coming all the way from the UK, Asking Alexandria was already making waves in the North American metalcore scene. I guess you could say a few kids moving to another country with a dream to become rock stars sounds like a classic teenager movie plotline, except, in this case, it was their destiny.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Nigga,
Speaking of
fuck
which,
you.
after playing some local shows for a while and releasing their demos on MySpace, they somehow managed to get a deal with Sumerian Records and started recording right away with the infamous Joey Sturgis. Just for context, they couldn't have picked a better producer at that time. I mean, Joey was only releasing bangers after bangers, and he was single-handedly responsible for the sound we all loved back then. Attack Attack, Miss May I, The Divorced Brother, Mice and Men, and pretty much any other metalcore band you can
Yeah,
think of
the
in
nigga had
that
all of
era.
them on
So
lock,
I'm
boy.
sure you can imagine how much it meant for an upcoming band like Asking Alexandria to record their debut album with Joey.
Dog cannot pronounce
As
the
a
letter
matter of
L.
fact, recording there after only a couple of months was quite a statement in itself of how important it would later become. The band was exactly where it needed to be, doing all the right steps at the right time, and as much as everything felt right for everybody involved, no one could ever expect just how big of an impact Asking Alexandria was about to create. Thanks to MySpace and the evolution of social media, without even
Facts.
realizing it, in only a few clicks and messages, Sumerian had just found the very next big thing. The release of Stand Up and Scream was the beginning of the rise. Everybody knew something special was happening. The album was exactly what people wanted at the time and exceeded any expectations anyone could possibly have. The band could.
This is another one of those bands, bro, where the lead singer just got caught by rising too fast in the expectations, bro. Because these niggas had it the same way. Like, them and Bring Me the Horizon were bubbling the exact same way, bro. We see how that panned out. But, like, they easily. If Danny never leaves the band, bro, I think they take the same route and they change their sound because now Danny tries to do like the like metal, not metal, but like the blues country kind of sound. And I can see them, boy, if he never left, man, he would have had this shit in the back of
Feel
his
the
back pocket.
impact instantly with all the amazing live reactions from their fans, going as far as singing along and going crazy in the pit like they would usually do for the biggest bands in the scene. All of this was amazing, but it was nothing compared to what was going to happen. This was the real game changer. In a world
Yeah.
where the
That
alternative
and that,
scene and
nigga.
emo fashion was at its peak,
Yeah.
Asking Alexandria was the absolute perfect band to lead the wave. With crabcore specifically on the rise, the scene hair, the v-necks, the skinny jeans, and of course the crabcore stance were all you needed as a band in order to succeed, and Asking Alexandria had all of it. On top of that, they did it better than anybody else. It was the
Yeah.
ultimate version in every aspect. Their level of consistency was unmatched, and each member was even better live than they were in studio, especially Ben Bruce, who was singing like an angel.
Bro, Ben was that nigga, bro. Ben carried a lot of what that band was, bro. Especially from like a aesthetic standpoint. Ben, like the way the band tied together, Ben carried a lot of that, bro. Danny was the front man, but Ben really like I think pushed that band like to be what they were. Especially that song he's talking about. This one, fucking absurd. Absolutely fucking absurd.
Musically, instead of adding goofy, over the top synth parts and including humor in their songwriting, they took the professional and more serious approach, which played in their favor because the orchestral setting and the lyrical content actually made sense while adding some real depth and emotion to it. Everything was better. The singing, the screaming, the breakdowns, and the riffs. Asking Alexandria was just on another level. Not only that, but it also made the band sound way heavier, which incidentally made them stand out in the metalcore scene as well as allowing them to play with deathcore bands later on. Not to mention, Asking Alexandria probably had the most edgy and provocative merch, which truly played in their
I had
favor.
all that shit,
Their
bro. He
main
said all that.
audience being teenagers in high school and the band members themselves having a very similar level of maturity, it was a perfect match. Like I said, they were doing all the right moves at the right moment, and it was paying off big time. They were on an incredible rise, an amazing journey,
Is that when
and
he
the whole
performed
scene
Hey
was
There, Mr.
rooting for
Brooks?
them. At this point, it was undeniable. Asking Alexandria was an unstoppable machine.
That's Hey There, Mr. Brooks. I used to love that song. It's such a random song too. I
They
don't know
reached
why.
a level of popularity no one even thought would be possible in the first place. I mean, having such a big hype around them after only a year was never seen before and quite telling of how impactful they would be, since, as we all know, it was only the beginning.
This is where Danny.
New album is called Reckless and
Yeah,
Relentless.
this
Here
is where
is
Danny hit the
someone
fucking
somewhere
wall.
asking Alexandria.
Reckless and Relentless
So
perfectly
here's
represented
one
what we
from the
called
heart.
the second era of Asking Alexandria. The band made it all about being rock stars and promoting the party lifestyle, which might be why they felt the need to release a rock and roll EP right before this one. The album itself sure was
I didn't really fuck
different
with that
from
EP
Stand Up and
actually.
Scream musically, but was still in the metalcore realm for the most part, which was really reassuring to their fan base, especially after hearing Danny saying he prefers classic rock so many times over the years. Reckless and Relentless being written prior to his clear lack of passion for metalcore, the album still managed to capture the energy and vibes that we all loved, but then something shifted in the air and didn't feel right, especially during the live performances in which Danny was singing in a different way, much more in line with what he prefers musically. Since he was being more and more vocal about his love for rock and roll music and his discontent for the metalcore scene in general, it became clear that he was moving on as an artist. He was distancing himself for what made them popular in the first place, and it might sound silly, but the scene hair being gone kind of represented the end of an era. On top of that, a much bigger situation was happening behind the scenes because, as we all know, with fame and success comes drinking and partying, and Asking Alexandria was no exception at all.
Rehab. Oh my god, yeah, that's the start of the song.
They already had made it very clear in the past that their lifestyle was pretty wild, but for Danny specifically, it went past a certain point of no return where his addiction became a real problem for him and for the band. Fortunately, what happened in Seattle seemed to be a wake up call. He was actually getting better, he seemed overall happier and healthier, he was excited to play live again, and generally seemed to enjoy performing the old songs. Things were finally looking up. After the tragic loss of Mitch Locker,
I
Danny
mentioned it already, bro.
went
See?
back into the darkness
Told
and
you.
relapsed heavily into drugs and alcohol consumption, leading him to a devastating overdose. However, he surprised everyone with an amazing performance doing what was potentially his best vocals ever. The incredible thing was that a couple of days prior to the memorial, he was officially announcing that
Yep.
he had ripped a vocal
Yep.
cord.
I
telling
remember
the
when
crowd-
he posted that shit, bro, and when he posted that long ass video of him doing that like scope of his fucking vocal cords and like the pictures and shit. And when he was like, he was saying like, I can't scream anymore, like I'm done. Like
he would be
I
replaced
remember
by
that.
other vocalists for a while. But then, when he heard about Mitch, he decided to go for it anyway and gave everything he had in honor of his friend. Not only did he manage to offer an outstanding performance, but he also gave hope to every single fan who wanted the old Danny.
He gave a lot of false hope. A lot of false hope.
After years of drinking, weird life performances, and a clear disconnect between Danny and the rest of the band, he was finally moving on, doing exactly what he always wanted to do: rock and roll and country music. Danny leaving the band was kind of bittersweet because, as much as everybody wanted the peak version of Asking Alexandria, it was clearly gone and it became a thing from the past. The last album, From Death to Destiny, was a clear departure from the original sound and made everyone feel like the music was this weird compromise between Danny and the other members of the band. They described it as a mix of Motley Crue and Slipknot, which, to be fair, was pretty accurate, but not exactly what their core audience wanted from them. And
As a member of their core audience, even though it wasn't what we wanted necessarily, that shit is tough. That's a good ass album, nigga. There's some good songs on there. Run Free, nigga. What? Nigga, White Line Fever, nigga. What? The Road. What? Nigga, there's some slappers on there. What are you talking about? It might not have been what people were trying to get them to go back to, but once we got that shit, bro, or when they were promoing and demoing the Death of Me, where I had the rock version, man, get the fuck out of here. We don't know what you're talking about, dude. That shit was tough. That shit's still
And
tough to
as
this
much
day.
as there was
Replay
still a
value
part of the
110.
old Asking Alexandria energy in there, from an outside perspective, over time, it kind of became this weird metalcore band fronted by a classic rock singer.
That's true though. He's
As you
right.
can imagine, it was obviously very upsetting for the fans, but when Danny finally quit and started his own projects, in a certain way it was a relief because it meant that he could finally do the music he loves doing. But on the other side, what about Asking Alexandria?
That's what I'm saying.
Dennis Stuff was technically the best
Dennis.
possible replacement
Dennis.
for Danny. He was all about metalcore and made quite an impression with his previous project, Make Me Famous. After all these years, Asking Alexandria was finally back on track, screaming and playing breakdowns almost the exact same way they used to. Also, fortunately for Dennis and the rest of the band, the bar was pretty low in terms of expectation after the whole classic rock thing going on for so long. At this point, the fans desperately wanted to hear the old songs and basically just wanted Asking Alexandria to be metalcore again. Which was a very good thing because, as talented as Dennis could ever be as a performer, he never came close to Danny at his peak. His original energy and aura was just on another level, and those shoes were pretty much impossible to fill, let's be honest. But since that
It's fucked
version
up,
of
but it's
Danny
true.
was long gone, Dennis was welcomed with open arms and the band was thriving once again. Their highly anticipated new album, The Black, made quite an impact in the scene and was exactly what any metalcore fan could expect during that era. After the release of Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon, Crabcore officially became a thing from the past and the sound shifted for a more modern, polished production in general. So with their new record, Asking Alexandria was right on top alongside bands like Of Mice and Men, Bad Omens, and Architects. Sure, it was a different version of the band, but at least they were back in the metalcore scene, exactly where they belong. Until Dennis decided to quit the band out of the blue, and just as quickly as he arrived, he was gone.
Let's get into it. I don't believe dog just quit out of the blue. I think that them niggas was talking on the side. They was talking on the side. You know, Danny like, yo, man, this shit working, but you feel me? I'm trying to get there. I see what's going on over there. I'm trying to get back to that. They like, I mean, you know, we fuck with dude, but dude ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he cool, but it ain't the same. So they like, shit, if you come back over here, you just, you know what I'm saying, leave that bullshit at home. You know, you come back. And then like, shit, but cool, I'm with it. Let's go. And that's how we got to where we're at. And then they tried to tell bro, like, hey, dog. Because I saw something and dog saying they owed him like $1 million or some shit from like, he never got any of his royalties from any of those songs that he did that whole album. So, like, I don't think bro just up and quit and left $1 million on the table, especially not in that type of scene. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you get what I'm saying? $1 million is a lot to anybody, but especially to them.
And just like that, Danny was back and Asking Alexandria. His return surely was unexpected, and hearing him scream was even more surprising after all this time. He obviously didn't sound exactly the way he did during the stand up and scream era, but it was still good enough to keep the fans happy for a while. Danny was genuinely trying for the first time in so long, and it was amazing to see. But despite all his efforts, it didn't take him very long to go back to his rock singing, though to be fair, I guess we could attribute it to the fact that he couldn't sing the way
He
he
literally
used to
couldn't do
anymore.
it.
I mean, that doesn't explain why he started singing over the screaming parts, but that's a whole other thing.
No. We know the answer to that. Like, I mean, other than the fact that the nigga just wanted to be a country rock star, like, also, like, you know, he thought he was fucking Post Malone before Post Malone. The nigga physically couldn't do it, bro. Like his vocal cords were fucking fried by this point. Like he physically could not scream at the like anywhere near what he's like at all. Like I think there was a point in time where he like took a hiatus because they told him he could not like perform or talk or scream or anything. That's what that's from, bro. We know that already. Though.
So, as excited and happy as we all were for Danny's return, everybody was kind of wondering what this new Asking Alexandria would sound like. Because, let's be honest, at this point, who knew what to expect? The release of the self titled album was a pretty big statement in itself. The band was officially moving on for good this time, and sure, they still had some screaming parts, but it was minimal. And even though a lot of people would classify this record as metalcore, let's be honest, it sounded like hard rock more than anything.
It's definitely a hard
Which
rock
isn't a
album.
bad thing
It's
at all.
100%
I
hard
mean,
rock.
as a band, you have every right to try new directions, especially when your lead singer just cannot scream the way he used to. So then, over the years, they kept making songs you'd most likely hear on Octane, the same way a band like Bad Omens would do, and the truth is, they were very successful at it. They got millions of streams, they played tons of big festivals,
Alone
and I
Again is
mean,
such a good
they
song.
simply became a different band by then. Most of us just moved on, fully understanding that they had built a brand new audience at this point.
And then came the release or the
With the revival of
departure
the
of Ben.
early 2000s alternative scene, festivals like When We Were Young and the glorious return of the Vince Warped Tour made a lot of bands go back to their original sound, playing old material and thriving on nostalgia for the most part. So when it was announced that Asking Alexandria would play the Vince Warped Tour this year, I'm sure you can imagine how excited we were to the idea of watching them performing songs from this stand-up.
But Ben had
instrument
already
era.
left by this point, bro. I don't think anyone was excited when this got announced because Ben was already gone. So like, no Ben Bruce is no nostalgia because that was what was nostalgic was them all on stage.
Because you see, on many occasions during the past few years, Danny was screaming very well live, and everybody was wondering if perhaps they could play the old songs once again. So after a while, it became pretty obvious that it was never about being able to scream or not. I mean, Danny himself made that very clear.
Hey guys, I see in the comments section a bunch of people making claims about me and my abilities and capabilities, and my inability to do things that I used to do. So I came up here to my studio and wrote you a song real quick. So just remember, dum-dums, just 'cause I wanna, don't mean.
This is definitely not a studio. That is 100% a doctor's office. You can see the little thingy right there for the little shit for your ear. That nigga got y'all. Look, you know what that is right there?
That I used to do. So I came up
I
here
am
to my
tripping.
studio and wrote you a song real quick.
That shit look like a doctor's office, bro.
So just remember, dum-dums, just 'cause I wanna, don't mean I can't. Shut up now.
Can still do it too.
Of course, as you can probably guess, it only made things worse, and on top of that, every single time he would mention Asking Alexandria, he would say me and the band, referring to him not even really being part of it. In other words, it became clear over time that he had no interest whatsoever in performing the old songs. Doing it was simply part of the job, which came as no surprise, but then Asking Alexandria during the Vince Warped Tour changed everything. It gave us all hope once again, perhaps for the last time. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you most likely came across the spectacular backlash after what could be considered the weirdest performance of the century, but now that you have the context, I'm sure you can see how it wasn't about Danny not performing well. It was about Danny not trying, which changes everything. I mean, it's one thing to do a bad performance, but it's another to show up.
I still don't believe that, bro. I think Danny lied. I think that was an ego thing. That nigga tried to make it seem like haha, I'm still here. Like, I can do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when niggas say you ain't got it no more and you go outside and try to go run, you know what I'm saying? You fuck around and pull a hamstring. So that's all he doing. Like, I vividly remember this nigga telling us at one point in time, but the nigga wasn't able to, but couldn't do it because he wasn't supposed to be doing it. So, like, you know what I'm saying? There was this hiatus at some point. So, nigga, you ain't supposed to be doing it. We get it. Like, stop trying to act like that's not the case.
Not even try and collect the paycheck. It's basically like telling all your fans that you don't care at all, which in this case came across loud and clear. Then he responded to the hate and negativity in a recent podcast, saying that he was actually happy with his performance, even going as far as saying that the sound guy and the camera operator did a bad job and didn't represent the actual show, which obviously just made things worse for him once again. He also said that he was 34, not 17, implying that he cannot scream the way he used to, but then again, as we saw earlier, He was clearly doing it in his 30s, so that doesn't really make any sense. And I mean, even if it was the case, there's an argument to be made about not performing the old songs if you know you're not able to. What's the point of adding it to your set list if you know you can't do it justice? For instance, Bring Me the Horizon will play their old songs on rare occasions, and maybe it doesn't sound exactly the way it used to, but at least Ollie is trying, he's actually enjoying himself, and he's doing a good job. With all due respect, Danny, at this point, your fans just want you to try, like, actually try. That's all. Another big factor that heavily contributed to their downfall is Ben Bruce recently quitting the band. I mean, he's the one who believed in it in the first place and started the whole thing. He kept pushing even through the most difficult moments of his career. He gave us everything he had, and now that he's
Yeah.
gone, it
Ben
makes
is
it
what highlighted
even
it,
more
man.
difficult for them to recover. And listen, I wish asking Alexandria all the best, and I don't hate Danny at all. I'm still very grateful for what he did, especially during the stand up and scream era. But if I'm honest, something has to change because it's not about the music, it's mostly about his attitude and the way he reacts in general. I mean, it's completely fine if he moved on as an artist. I really don't think that's the problem because the truth is, tons of bands have done it over the years. It's just about caring and being grateful for where you're at. That all of this means something to you, that it's more than a job. It doesn't have to be negative and daunting. It can be very wholesome and fun, but it needs to be genuine. You can't go wrong with authenticity and gratefulness. And that's kind of where we're at. With all the recent drama and negativity, it was important for me to highlight how impactful and amazing Asking Alexandria truly was during its heyday. They did some of the best performances I've ever seen, and I think it's fair to say
Yeah.
that they were extremely influential in the metalcore scene specifically. To me, the general idea of a rise and fall video isn't to take a stance or put anyone down, it's simply to portray the events and let people judge by themselves, which is when you come in. It's time to let the world know what you think in the comments. Always feel
All right, yeah. Shout out to X the Ant. Shout out to whoever this person's name is right here. Yeah. Thoughts? I mean, he hit around the head. I don't really. I mean, there's not really much more to say. It was a good video. I really felt like asking Alexandria. Hopefully, hopefully they can like take a little break and then come back and like get Ben to come back for like a little tour and do like a farewell tour or some shit and just call it, bro. Cause they're not gonna like really release, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see that happening. So yeah, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll catch you in the next video. Love you.